Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Adedoyin Kafi Babalola and I am a fashion teacher. Generally on this channel we're going to be teaching about anything that has to do with pattern drafting, garment construction and your fashion business generally. In today's topic I'm going to be teaching you about a kind of neckline that I see that is the rave of the moment, is in vogue right now. So it's like a monostrap and a strapless with a plunging neck, a dipping with an illusion net in it. So that's what we're going to be doing now. But I like to start all of my teachings with a drawing, so we're going to be sketching it quickly so you get a rough idea of what we're learning. Please subscribe to my channel, please. I've had this channel for such a long time but I have not been faithful, but this year 2021 I promise that I am going to be fully committed to my YouTube followers and my YouTube channel. Yes, so please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you will be the first to know whenever I put up new and amazing videos. So let's get into this right now. So I'm only stopping my sketch on the bodies because I just want to concentrate on the neckline. Whatever I decide to do down, I can actually decide a lot of things. Maybe a dress, maybe a top, maybe a pants, maybe an SM. Anything I decide, that's up to me. But I want to concentrate on the neckline area today. So I think I have a fairly okay pattern. So what I want to do now is to create my monostrap first on the left side, and then I'll create my strapless. So let's go. So from here I'm bringing it all the way here, and then from here I'm bringing it around here. So this is the monostrap on one side, and then on the other side I'm doing like a strapless. So it's coming in here and coming back to meet. So here, right. So this is the neckline I'm trying to achieve. So let's just quickly get something straight. This is going to be fabric, this is going to be fabric, and this is just going to be mesh. So I'm just going to like do something like this so you understand that this is just going to be mesh and this is going to be mesh all the way into here. Yes, hopefully in the next two videos we're going to actually make this and you can see the finished look. So right now that we know what we're doing, so let's draft our pattern. So I like to teach on the board and then we'll go to the pattern to the table as well. So now that we have this, you can keep this image in your head for a bit, and so now, as you know, now this is a fitted contoured cut, so I already contoured my pattern. So the first rule that I want you to take note of when you're having anything that is not the same on the left and on the right, that means is asymmetric. That means that it is not symmetric. You know how you say what I have on this, like for instance, this shirt that I am wearing, what I have on this side is what I have on this side. But when I'm having a monostrap, what I have on the left is different from what I have on the right. So as a first rule, when you're having a monostrap or anything that is not equal, not the same on the left and on the right, you have to open up your pattern. That means that for the front, I'm going to do like a cut and fold and open my pattern to a full to become a full pattern, and for the back I am going to do the same thing. So I'll try to mirror this front that I have here and do a full front pattern. I'm used to drawing half patterns, so but then I'm going to give this a go. Yeah. Right. So this is what my pattern will look like. So at this point I want to apologize. This doesn't look very similar on both sides, but by the time we're doing our pattern, it's going to be the same thing. So the first thing we want to do, remember your illustration. Remember the illustration that I did before. Yeah, so the first thing I want to do is bring my shoulder, mark my shoulder 1 inch. So I've marked my shoulder here. So I'm going to bring this first one to this armhole here. So when we're drafting on the pattern, I am actually going to close here before I continue all the way. So what I'm trying to say is I will close this pattern and then draw my curve all the way so that it's the same thing here and the same thing here. But if you don't want to do that, you can just measure what you have here and make sure you have a straight line here and then connect all the way to this side. That should solve that. That's one. The next thing I want to do is I want to determine where my plunge is going to be for the center front area. So the center front area is open now, but I'm going to do my center front line so that I know where exactly I am putting my plunge. So I don't want my plunge to be on the center line. I want it to tilt towards the, I think it's the left hand side for, yeah, I want it to tilt toward the left hand side. So you see it better when I'm explaining it in the pattern, and I want it to come down a bit. So this has gone past my bust line. It's even going to go past my under bust line as well, and then it will come all around here. So now this line, this thing is coming to here, so I'm just going to connect this all the way to here. So we've done the first part, which is this part is just going to be the net, and then the next part that I need to do is my strapless. Now I can use this as well and just mirror this here. But do I want it to be that low? No, I want it to be a little high, so it's really showing the asymmetric nature of the dress. So maybe let's say around here. So this is higher than this, but it's still coming towards the neckline. Yeah, so at this point I might want to raise this by ½ inch if I have a lot of flesh and I don't want it just showing around anywhere. I might want to raise this by ½ inch and also do the same here as well. I mean, this is just optional. Yeah, and anyway, let me not prolong it. It's optional, but because you're having net as well, you can ignore it. It just depends on what you're comfortable with or what your client is comfortable with. So now I've drawn my my strapless for the right hand side. So I need to now come and connect this to here. So with this, I'll actually need the help of a ruler or a curve ruler, but I'm just going to try and do it by myself here. So trust me, when we're drafting the actual pattern on the table, it makes more sense. So this is all we need to know now. And then of course, because there's strapless here, you're going to be putting in some darts here. So I'm going to do that for this one. Just this part is what I'm doing here. And for this one, I'm doing this part and this part. Yeah? So that's all you need to know. So what we're going to do next, we're going to go to the actual pattern table, and draft our pattern. Hi guys, welcome back. So now this is my pattern. It's a fitted bodice, so I already contoured here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold my paper so I can trace the full front bodies out and the full back bodies. And I'm thinking I want to make a dress, so I'll just extend my pattern. So on that crease, that's my center line. Okay. So remember, my pattern is on fold right now. Okay, so I have this. I need to reproduce it on the other side. So if I just do this, you can see it's already, you know, this is like a tracing paper and a pattern paper at the same time. So I don't need this any longer. I can keep it away at least. So now I'm just going to come and repeat the same process I did before, which is to trace. And this is clearer, so I'll just go like this. I'll just put this center front line so that you understand. So this is my center front line, which is also CF, yeah? So now what do we want to do? We're going to get this part first, which is the left part, and then we're going to get the right part. So for the left side, I already know that I'm doing a 1-inch strap. Yeah, so I'm going to come here and mark my 1 inch. Actually, I can go like 1/2 inch in the pattern in the shoulder, and I'll mark my 1 inch here. And then I'm going to raise this up by 1/2 inch, just because I want some of my flesh to be closed. And then I'll go ahead and close this, my dart. Close this connect my dart like this. Yeah, so I'll just do something like this because I don't. Yep. And then I'm bringing this one all the way. So I'm connecting. This is the most important part, and that's why I closed my dart. Now that I've done it, I can open it up, connect this to this, yeah, and also connect this to this. So that's the first line. Remember our sketch? I'm going to put it somewhere here so you can see. So this is it right here. And then, so the next thing we need to do is to get the inside one. Now, what do I want to achieve for the inside one? I want to come down around the bust, on the bust area. But then I don't want it to be in the center. I want it to tilt towards the side. The left side. So I'm going to come around here and look for like the midpoint, which is here. So this line here is coming all the way here, right? So I can just connect this straight like so. Start like this because I don't want to have, I'll just so that I just blended that place. So we have here connected as well. So the next thing that we need to do is to get our strapless. So monostrap on this side and strapless on this side. Remember, this is illusion, so all here is still going to be pattern, is going to be mesh. Okay, so because I want to have like a real contrast, I want my strapless to be high up. I want to show a difference between this strapless and this strapless. So I intentionally raised this one up like 1 inch above this one. So around here. So I'm going to connect this here and I'm going to connect this back here. So I need to do my ½ inch raising that I did initially on this part. I'm going to do it here as well. And then I'll try to connect here with a curve. Yeah. And then this one, depending on how wide I want the opening to be, I'll just come in like ½ inch. Because remember, there's a mesh that needs to go in here. Remember, we're creating like an illusion. So I'll just do this. I mean, it depends on you. You can do this if you want. You can do this if you want, you know. I just want something that is not so... Okay. So I'll also blend here. Yeah. And here. Okay. By the time the dart is closed, you remember this line? I didn't close this dart here because I made sure that they're both on the same line. So by the time I close it, you see that they're still equal on the same spots. Yeah. So now the next thing I want to consider is my dart. If you don't know how to take dart for strapless, anyway, I already know what my measurements are and I know what I need to take on this side. I'll take here and here like I'm doing a strapless. So I'm taking 0.75 here. And then here, I'm taking ½ inch. Yeah, so this pattern is ready. Oh. So I'll take my allowance here as well. I'm taking 3/8 here, and I'm taking half here. And that's because you know that this place is lower than this place, so this place has more support or more hold. That's why I took more that here than here. Okay, so I can use my straight ruler to connect this and this as well. Bear in mind, if you need to blend anything, you can just come and blend like this. Yeah. Voila. So you will see that I've numbered everything. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and this is 5. And we're going to be tracing out right now, right here. So we'll repeat the same process for the back, but let's trace this out so you get a better picture of what I'm even talking about. This and this are going to be net. Mesh. So at the end of the day, if I don't want this to be bulky, I'm just going to make this into one pattern. That means I will open up the that, and that's what I think I should do. So I'll trace 1, 2, 3 as one. So I want you to know that you can separate all your patterns, but I want to join them as one big pattern. That's why I did this. So I'm going to close this dot and this dot eventually. So just continue, follow me. So now I've traced this 1, 2, 3 as one. So Kafi, what are we going to do next? We're going to close all of this. How do we do it? We're going to bring a little of our dark manipulation experience. So I'll slash here. I'll do the same thing on this side as well. So eventually, by the time I close this up, so this one is the old, it has to be there. It's the opening for the illusion. So yeah, I'm going to remember we still have the back side that we need to do as well. So now I've slashed this place open and I'm going to close my dart up here. And I'll do the same thing for the other side. So the next thing I want to do is to put my sewing allowance. So let's do that right now. Yeah, so this is all this has all turned into one big pattern, and all I need to think about now is just the number 4 and number 5, because this now I'm just going to spread it like this, and when I sew I'll just put this together and put this together. Yeah, okay, I don't know what I'm doing down, if I'm actually putting anything down, if I'm actually sewing anything down. So yeah, but let's just put our joining allowance. And that one is 1/2 inch. Okay guys, this is it. So all we need to do now is just cut our illusion, just to trace out our illusion pattern. The idea of pattern drafting is that I can keep this block and refer to it. I can keep this block, and anytime I need to do anything else, I can come back to it. I can come back and adjust it when I notice anything. So it's like a document that I'm keeping. So for me it's very important, because it just means that I have done this thing and I have done it. I can keep it, and by the time you even know how to do this pattern very well, let's say you're doing ready to wear, you can just braid. You can just braid from here. But it's okay, let's take it a step at a time. So remember, I'm tracing like this. So I just want to put a mark here and here, because I'm going to close this together eventually, and it will become one. So see what I did? I'm just closing, that's all. Okay, so of course the same way I did my 5, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to close the dots So I have 4 and 5, and I just need to put my sewing allowance. Now I want you to bear in mind that I'll be using like a really soft mesh for this design, so that's why my neckline is high, everything is high, and I'm not altering any of that. So this is 4. You see, my pattern is still safe, and I'll store it, and anytime I need it, I'm just going to come back to it. So imagine if this was your customer's pattern, you just save it, and anytime she comes back, she might not want a monostrap. Remember, you have the block, so you just go there and draft what she wants, you know. And you can also use this for a similar size bracket. So I just want to quickly put our sewing allowance on this. So normally I will just use a pencil, but because you need to see what I'm doing, that's why I'm using this marker.